For some people it's an incredible amount, and for others it really isn't. But yes, at 20 years old I have about $50,000 invested in the stock market, and today I wanted to show you how I managed to do it this early and how you can actually replicate it yourself. So for the majority of people, the 20s are the most innovative years of their lives. Why? Well, because you start experimenting, you have a lot of new interest, and of course you start being really interesting in the things that really matter in life, like smashing the like button. Or in my case, I would say it was investing. So the first thing that I want to say in this video is that if you don't have about $50,000 invested at 20 years old, it's fine. I would even say that it's normal, so if you are not here at this point, no pressure on you, just follow along and write down what I'm saying. Even if you're in your 30s or in your 40s, I don't really care. Just listen to what I'm gonna say, that will probably be really helpful to you. The first really important tip that I want to give you, and that will probably annoy some people, is that you need to live frugally. Or as I prefer to say, living below your means. Living frugally means that you don't really spend money on yourself or on things that you don't believe are really the most important aspects of your life. And living below your means is when, for example, you live in an apartment when you can afford a house, or when you drink homemade iced coffee when you can go to Starbucks. And that, my friend, is one of the ingredients that will make you more successful than other people. Because guess what? These $50,000, at first I had to save them, and I only spent about a little portion of this on myself. What it does is that the earlier you can get disciplined with money, the easier it will be for you in the future, and the earlier you can actually spoil yourself, if you know what I mean. Saving money is not really pushed in our society for the simple reason that we address a lot of someone's success on what they own rather than what they could own. Because with this $50,000, I could buy a lot of things, right? But I don't, and I just invest them. Think about it. The first thing you think about when you see someone driving a Lamborghini is that you think that this person is really successful and probably really rich. But you don't really have to be successful and rich in order to have a Lamborghini. The thing you need to have is a salary. And this guy is maybe spending about more than half of his income each month on this Lamborghini by paying out a loan. So what you own really doesn't say if you are successful or not, but what you could own probably does. But it's tough though. It's really tough because you'll get so many comments on people saying like, but why are you like this? Why are you not spending money on holidays or on expensive stuff if you have that much money? But let me tell you one thing, as soon as these people actually understand what you are doing with your money, they will come back to you and ask you how they can do it themselves. The second thing that really helped me to get there was to like this video. Whoops, sorry. I meant to focus on earning money. Because of course, it's great to save money. But what do you save if you don't earn any money? Well, not much except yourself maybe. So I would recommend to anyone that is old enough to work and that has a little bit of time on their hands to start a side hustle. It can be anything as long as you're getting paid. I don't really care, okay? Oh, maybe I shouldn't say that. I probably received some messages from angry parents telling me that I shouldn't push young people to sell their organs. But anyway, you got my point. Make money, otherwise it's gonna be tough for you to actually do something, right? So okay, but where did I work to make this money? Because that's a great question, right? And I'm gonna answer you right now. First, I asked everybody I know and everybody that my family know if they were looking for someone to do the dirty work. And to my surprise, I actually got a few responses, but one of them was from one of my dad's friends that works in the Swiss government, and they were actually looking to hire a student for the next 2 months. And this amazing job was to scan hundreds of thousands of documents. But hey, you get what you deserve, right? So I applied and got hired. And to my surprise, the salary was actually pretty good since it was in a government's office. You have a sort of a minimal wage, that's pretty good. And at the end of this contract, I was actually surprised because they asked me if I could stay a little bit longer to do some more work. And I say yes, and I ended up working for them for 8 months and I made bank. But yeah, I had to take a year off university, but I was fine with it and it was definitely worth it. So yeah, ask people that you know and people that your family know, because you are way more likely to get hired by these people. Because I see so many people running around with their resume, giving it to every random job that they find, and at the end of the day they get only negative answers. And also be a great worker, because as they did with me, at the end of my contract they asked me if I wanted to do another one. And if it's the case, it means more money for you. And if they can't do another contract with you, they can probably recommend you to someone else. Third advice, and some people are gonna be pissed. Stay home with your parents. You really want to do it if it's possible for you. I see so many people that want to leave their parents as soon as they can so they can finally be free. But believe me, I got a lot of arguments against that. You are pretty much sacrificing financial security for freedom, which is fine for some people, but I'm gonna explain you right now why you shouldn't do it. Especially if you're in your 20s and you're still studying or you don't really have a stable job yet, that's a really good thing to do. Listen to me, you get free food, free rent, and free iced coffee coffee. And to get that, you just need to handle living with other people that are doing this for you. If you ask me, that's a pretty fair trade. Take advantage of the fact that you can save and invest way more money when you still live with your parents. Because guess what? As soon as you're gonna leave the house, you won't be able to use most of your money on investing and saving. And don't worry, you still have plenty of time on your hand if you want to live later. Now, of course, I wouldn't have $50,000 invested if I didn't invest my money, right? And that's a really important factor because saving money is great. But investing is way better. Because of what's called inflation, your money is actually losing value every single month. And if you don't invest it, you'll just end up losing money every single month. By investing your money, you got an edge against inflation and you got a way for you to actually make your hard-earned money work for you rather than working for it. And that is mainly what this channel is all about. I teach you how to invest and how to make passive income. But the really basic stuff that you should know is that you should invest safely, with great average return and over the long term. And of course, having some passive income on the side is always great. So let's start with the first one, which is safety. You need to diversify your investments into multiple ones so that if one goes down, the other will bring it back up. As I said, you also need great return. So finding great companies is the way to go, or investing into a broad index is also great for you. And getting paid passive income is probably the easiest part to start with. You can just invest into a dividend paying company that will pay you cash payments that's called a dividend every single quarter for the rest of your life. Now, I have this video right here that will explain you everything there is to know about how to start investing, so that you can start right now. And I also got this one right here that is all about dividend, explaining everything there is to know about them and how you can get paid passive income with them. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel because I will make lots of content like this, and I see you on the next one. Bye bye.